Yo, welcome back everyone. In today's video we're doing 5 things we like about the R1. I'm gonna do a little series on like 5 things I like, 5 things I don't. So in today's video we're gonna do 5 things I like, but first we're gonna get some fuel. Okay, first we're gonna get some fuel, and I got a little like cinematic edit for you, so I'll play that now. And then we'll get into the video. So yeah, check this out. It's I'm still learning how to do everything, so it's not the best video, but anyway, it's something. So enjoy that, and then we'll get some fuel, and we'll start talking about the 5 things we like. All right, let's get it.
Time is the essence, no time to be stressing. Time is the essence, no time to be stressing. Time is the essence.
Thank you very much.
You going far?
Just gonna go to Bald Hill.
Oh yeah.
Just go have a look there. Thank you very much. Well, good, thank you. Well, that was a weird experience. Never had my fuel pumped. I thought she was coming out to tell me there was no petrol. Let's go, Thurul petrol station. Old school. I reckon that's cool how they keep it like that, old school. Alright. Let's get it. Oh, hang on. Alright, 5 things that I like about the R1. The sound. This and the RSV4, I reckon the 2 best sounding sports bikes out of all the sports bikes. That's just my opinion. You might have a different opinion, but I reckon the R1 and the RSV4 both sound extremely good. It looks like it's about to rain, but hopefully it doesn't. We're just going to go to like a Bald Hill lookout at the top, which I'll show you at the end of the lookout. But yeah, number 1 would be the sound. This with like a full acro system, even like the SC projects and that, they sound really good as well, but they're just like too loud in my opinion. I reckon like a full acro with even the DB killer, I don't know, I haven't really heard with the DB killer, but a full acro system would sound unreal on this bike. That's what we'll be getting this year once we get back from the trip. Yeah, I'm just getting the link pipe and the slip on, because I already got titanium headers. The R1 comes with titanium headers, so there's no point really upgrading. So I'll get a full system, get it tuned, and it should sound wicked. Number 2, the looks. The looks on the R1, just how aggressive everything looks, how everything ties in with each other. I reckon it looks really nice. Arguably this and the V4 would be my 2 picks on the nicest looking bikes. The new ZX-10R, they look alright as well. But yeah, the second thing I really like about this bike's the looks that it has. It looks very aggressive. Do you prefer the 2015 front end look, or do you prefer the newer 2020? I'm on the fence because I kind of like both, but yeah, the looks is definitely another big factor for me when I was deciding to pick this bike up. Number 3, the way this bike makes you feel when you're riding it. I've said it in previous videos, the feeling of just being on a sports bike, or the R1, because I haven't been on any other sports bikes, it just makes you feel like you're a MotoGP rider. It makes you feel like a badass. Like you just want to like go fast. There's like that feeling that you get when just being on a sports bike. So that's number 3, the feeling that this bike gives me every time I ride it. It's an unreal experience, unreal feeling. Number 4, the reliability. I haven't really seen or heard a lot of bad things about Yamahas. Not just the R1, just Yamahas in general. That they're I think they're pretty reliable. When you go on like Facebook or bike sales, they've, like when people are selling them, they've normally got a lot of kilometers. So the reliability of Yamaha and how like how cheap, or not, I wouldn't say cheap, but how cheaper than like other sports bikes. You can get parts, you can get them, they're just like, it seems like they're a lot easier to get over like a BMW or a Ducati. But it's all I guess depends on what you're getting and wait times, but it seems like there's a lot more of a variety of places you can get parts for the Yamaha. So like the reliability and like the parts was another big factor of when I was looking at buying this bike, because I was looking at getting the V4, but like if you get a base V4 you're looking at 35 I think for a brand new, and then if you want to get like an acro system you're looking at another 8 to 9 grand roughly. Like that's crazy to spend that much money on an exhaust. So that's what I was weighing up, was like, do I want to spend an extra 10 grand, buy the V4 and keep it stock, or do I want to buy an R1 and eventually turn it into my own bike, how I want to make it. So I ended up going with an R1. I think this car might be letting me go through. Happy days, thank you. So yeah. Sorry, I got a bit distracted there. Yeah. So yeah, parts and reliability was a really big factor for me. It seems that R1s, you see them around and they've got a lot of kilometers on them and people haven't had a lot of problems. But then there is people that do have a lot of problems. So I guess it goes both ways. And then number 5. We're up to 5 already. Yeah. The power delivery on this bike. The rawness of like when you pull that throttle and the bike just wants to go, like you have to be like holding on, like it's just that low end power that like the BMWs lack, where their power is more mid to top range. Like just that rawness of like your downshifting, you feel the downshift, your upshift, you feel the upshifts. Like it's just a beast. It's an animal. Like it just wants to go. It's just an unreal experience. Like coming on the MT-09, it kind of felt a little bit similar. The MT-09's real punchy, real torquey, and it's just like you pull that throttle and you're moving, you're going. So that was like the 5 main things that I really like about the bike. There's a lot I don't really dislike a lot about this bike. There's not a lot that I dislike about the bike. Like obviously I'll make a separate video about like the fuel gauge, but you don't buy a sports bike for a fuel gauge. The comfort, like the seat, like you don't buy a sports bike to have a comfy seat, like, which you can add aftermarket parts anyway for that. But that's the 5 main reasons the 5 things I like about the bike. It's not 5 main reasons I bought the bike, but the 5 things I like about the bike. I've had the bike for 3 or 4 months, maybe longer, I can't remember. I've put 5,000 Ks on it, and that's just what I've kind of liked about the bike. I've always liked the sound, I've always liked the looks, and then obviously the power delivery is something that you have to feel for yourself. It's just very raw, and that's what I like it's very raw. No cruise control, no nothing, just you got electronics and the bike, that's it. It's very raw, very powerful. I think it's pushing 197, 198 horsepower. Bike weighs 201, which doesn't feel that heavy. It's like I stalled it before because I've playing around with my clutch cable, and the bike went on my, like, fell to the right, and I ended up like not dropping. I ended up catching the bike, like it didn't drop, but it's just like it doesn't feel as heavy. When you do like go through roundabouts, that's where you would notice the weight and moving it around. Like, but once you're on the bike, it doesn't actually feel that heavy. But yeah, that's just the 5 things that I like about the bike. The next video we'll do 5 things I dislike about the bike, which are very minor stuff, very minor stuff. Like I said, I don't really dislike a lot. We're just getting out. There's the last couple of days before holidays, and then the other thing I'll throw in with this video is, because I tried to make the video yesterday, but the GoPro ended up going on the wrong settings. Some dude on a S1000 at the normal twisty roads that I always ride, that you see in the previous videos, at the tree where we turn around, I was pulling in to pull over, and I was going to do some stuff with the gimbal, and the turn before there was like 4 or 5 cars backed up, so I was like, I'll just turn, or it was probably like 4 turns before that, and I was like, I'll just turn the GoPro off. So I turned the GoPro off, and I was just riding, and then behind me I could see headlights, and there was these 2 dudes from Sydney that were riding, one on an S1000, one on a ZX10, and I put my indicator on to turn into the section where we always turn into to pull over, and as I'm turning, I've obviously got my foot on the rear brake, I'm going to turn, my rear wheel locks up, and I'm like what the heck? And then next second he comes up on my right hand side, hits my elbow, and then drops his bike kind of on top of me, and luckily I had my foot out and I was on the rear brake, so I ended up just placing the bike down on the ground. Like all the damage was just the Evotech protection. Shout out to them. There's just like a little scuff mark on that, and there's a little tiny paint mark, little scratch mark on my fairings, which is getting wrapped anyway. So I was yeah, so I picked the bike up. I was pretty chill. I didn't go off at him or anything. I was pretty chill. The only time I got a little bit angry was his front wheel was it dropped on top of my rear wheel, because that's where it got locked up, and he went to like pull the bike back for some reason. I think he just had a lot of adrenaline, or I'm not too sure, and I was just like, whoa, we'll lift it up and get it out the way. But other than that, I was pretty chill. Like, look, accidents happen. I just don't know why he was so close to me. Like, we were only doing like 40 kilometers and he was like right up my ass, so I'm not too sure why he was sitting so close, which was like that's the only thing that kind of was a little bit annoying, was like, why is he so close to me, and why was he trying to overtake me on my right hand side? And then I thought, oh, maybe I didn't put my indicator on, but when I pulled the bike up, the indicator was still on, so I was like, I definitely put the indicator on. And look, he was apologetic. I knew it was an accident. My bike, I quickly checked over my bike, nothing was wrong with my bike, no oil leaks. I don't know if this car knows where it's going. No oil leaks or anything, so that was really good. A little bit of coolant come out, it was just the overflow, so that was just the bike being like dropped. Oh, I've got like a bloody hair or something on my nose. So yeah, so that's what happened. His bike, on the other hand, because his bike got caught on the back of my rear wheel, it bent the back of my my number plate, and all his left hand fairings basically got ripped straight off his bike. So all of the screws, the bolts that were holding these fairings, all got ripped off. So he ended up having to go to a petrol station, getting some cable ties and whatever else he was going to get to try and hold his fairings back to ride all the way back home. So I didn't get any of his details. I got his number plate, and I just said, look, the bike's fine, like I'll take it home. I was getting service the next day, so I got the boys to look over it. The bike was fine, but his bike, yeah, his bike was pretty bad. So and then later on in the day, I was coming up here to have lunch, and for some reason I saw two bikes go past us on the highway, and I was like, that legit looks like the bike that hit me. And we were just riding. I pulled up next to the lights, and the bike that hit me was actually that bike. It must have been going home. But yeah, like, look, I just, there was no point of getting angry at something that's already just happened. Like, you can't fix it, so there's no point getting angry at him. He was very, very sorry. But hopefully he learns now not to be sitting so close behind people. And obviously I don't think he rides it that much, because like probably like 20 meters in front of us there's an overtaking lane, so it's not like I don't know what he was thinking. Like, I was just chilling. I knew there was cars in front of us, so I was just chilling. And like I said, I went to turn right, and he was right there, and ended up locking up because he was that close to me. And yeah, so that's basically what happened the other day. And then I kind of just stopped riding because I was like, oh, that's enough riding. I went up to the top, had some lunch, met up with a couple of mates, had some lunch, came down, did a couple of laps, and then went home. But look, stuff happens. Just move on. Bike's fine. Get it wrapped soon. It'll be looking good. And yeah, so we're like 5 minutes away. We'll get to the top. I might stop. I might go through the national park and try and get some clips of like doing some cornering or something, depending. It's just me. I don't want to really set my camera up and just leave it on the side of the road for someone to pick up. But we might pull up somewhere, take some photos. I just wanted to come out, get a YouTube video, because we are going away next Friday, so there won't be any content next weekend at all. But I'll be making content while I'm gone. There'll be 4 days of riding, so there'll be 4 days of filming, getting stuff. There'll be stuff on my Instagram. Instagram will be up on the screen here somewhere, so follow that if you want to follow the journey of that stuff. I post a lot more on Instagram than I do on YouTube. YouTube just takes a lot longer to edit and all that. Not many bikes here, which is good. We're gonna continue through. I'll get some clips through here, and then we'll come back. The only problem is, it is a little bit chilly. It's hot, but it's cold. It's weird. That thing looks cool. And there's leaves everywhere. I'm trying not to lean too much because I don't know what is around this corner. This is the corner I was gonna have a little play around with the Insta360. Like, it doesn't feel cold. The road looks alright. One of our buddies hit a massive tree here the other day. The corner we were playing at the other week. I don't normally come up here that often, so might be this corner actually. Yeah, it's this corner. Fucking leaves everywhere though.
Out of my pain, there's poison in my veins. Going insane, the lack of you is driving me crazy. Don't know what I'm saying, there's nothing there that you're saving. I didn't know that I'm praying. I can't feel the pain of another X pill. Ay, always aim for that kill. Ay, I don't know what I feel. Ay, am I dreaming or real? Ay, up for you to decide. Am I dead or alive? When I covered it right, a little pain in the side.
Try not to accelerate too hard out of these corners because there's a lot of cops that normally sit around here. That was a bad corner. Wouldn't be as bad. I think I'm just going to end the video here. If you've made it this far, I do appreciate it. Leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.